Welcome back to Explain America. This is your host, Kyle Becker. Well, former failed special counsel Jack Smith is sweating bullets because he's being called to testify before Congress and explain himself about why he launched two cases against then presidential candidate Donald Trump in the midst of the 2024 campaign. Now, we know it was election interference because he abandoned those cases the second that Donald Trump won the election. So Donald Trump, he is really upping the pressure to get something done about Jack Smith, and he just dropped the hammer. But we'll get into this shortly. Before we do, please like, share, and comment at Explain America. Join us. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Well, former failed special counsel Jack Smith, he is being called to testify before Congress. House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan issued him a sternly worded letter to appear before Congress on December 17th. But Jordan wants him to do it in a deposition format, while Donald Trump, he has other plans. Let's watch.
He's a bad guy. He's a sick man. There's something wrong with him, actually. I think Jack Smith is a sick man. There's something really wrong with him. I'd rather see him testify publicly because there's no way he can answer the questions. But Biden knew this was going along. Kamala knew it was going along. And there's a lot of things happening right now that they don't like. One of the things is the auto pen. Everything he signed, almost, with the exception.
That's right. Jack Smith should have to publicly testify so that we can see exactly why this weasel was appointed in the first place. Unconstitutionally appointed, I might add, as Judge Eileen Cannon pointed out in the Mar-a-Lago case. And Judge Eileen Cannon, well, she dismissed that case on the grounds that he wasn't even legally appointed to begin with. He was not Senate confirmed. So we all want to know, what was Jack Smith doing in the middle of our election trying to take out the leading presidential candidate who went on to win the popular vote, who went on to win every major swing state? This came amidst Kamala Harris being tapped undemocratically to lead the Democratic Party ticket because weekend at the Bidens was over with that presidential debate. They yanked him out of there, knowing that he probably couldn't even make it to the end of a second term if he ever got there. And Kamala Harris, well, she has been an utter joke. And something had to happen in order for the Democrats to win that election. So what did they do? Lawfare. And who was at the tip of the spear? Jack Smith. And so this is unacceptable. Democrats should not be okay with this. They should not let their hatred and distaste for one man, Donald Trump, overwhelm their entire concept of what elections are for, what democracy is about. It's about representation in Congress in the United States, within constitutional bounds, of course. So, Democrats, why are you okay with this so-called Democratic Party interfering with democracy over and over again? We even saw it within your own party at the Democratic primary between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. The DNC rigged that one, and they also went on to rig other primaries. So why do you keep supporting this undemocratic party? You need to stop worrying about Donald Trump. He is not some fascist dictator. He may have some policies you don't like, but he is enforcing the law. He has not issued any unlawful orders to the military, this seditious six group notwithstanding, and he has not violated the rights of any Americans by deporting illegal aliens. No country on earth allows you to just show up and get social welfare benefits and without being an American citizen or naturalizing, or being a permanent resident, etc. So because you cannot sustain a nation that way, it will implode. Our debt is $37.5 trillion. I'm sure you cannot even wrap your mind around how big a number that is. So Jack Smith, he was tapped clearly to interfere in the 2024 election. It didn't work. Now it's time to pay the price. And these sternly worded letters and public hearings, they're all a substitute for action. Now, Jack Smith, the reason he's being called to testify and he's being depositioned and this letter was issued is to get all of his documents and communications from his time as special counsel to set a perjury trap for him, I'm sure. And I think that's a good strategy in the near term. But in the long term, there has to be some accountability because the Republicans, they aren't doing so hot. They are not achieving the America First agenda. They have been undermining Trump mostly throughout his second term. And Thune, well, he did a good thing by getting a lot of Trump's nominees through recently. We applaud him for that. But Speaker Johnson has some things to answer for. His secrecy and backroom dealings, particularly in regards to the NDAA and FISA court. And, so Trump is up against a lot of people who are trying to sabotage him. He's got one in the net. He's nailed, dead to rights. He was illegally appointed. He interfered in the election. He was part of a criminal conspiracy, one could argue. So it's time to actually seal the deal, take this baby home, start punishing some of these people who are undermining our democracy. Again, forget Donald Trump. He is the boogeyman that has been put there to get you to self-destruct in terms of keep voting for people who are destroying our country and undermining our democratic republic. But weigh in with your own thoughts. We always appreciate hearing from you at Explain America.